us on this song? Come in on the chorus. It goes. Jesus spoke entreating them to live together in a great circle of love. When his followers asked him then who should be included, Jesus said, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Oligarchs and tyrants try to keep some in and everyone else outside, till revolution sweeps across the land and the people all stand and the common folk cry, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a class or creed. Sometimes a circle is made of only men, until Susan B. Anthony says, what about me? Let me in. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a privileged thing, excluding people for the color of their skin, until the voice of Martin Luther King says, let freedom ring and let them in. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Gay and straight, rich and poor, whole and broken, open up that door. The more we are, the greater we become. 'Cause after all, we all are one. Bring in the people, but don't stop there. Bring in the fish in the sea and the birds in the air. Bring in the rivers wide and mountains tall. We go together or not at all. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Woo! All right. I'm going to sneak in a little good morning, and I won't do a welcome to Elaine. She just walked out the door. But Donnie will take. Oh, there she is. Elaine will be back in a little bit, and bring Dottie Freeman up.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Dottie.
Welcome to this beautiful day. Do this just a little. So, I'm Dottie Freeman, for those of you who don't know me. I'm the platform assistant, former board members over the years. And I'd like to start with an opening prayer. Heaven on earth. Sometimes you may wonder, what can I do to bring peace and harmony in the world? The answer is clear. Bring heaven down to earth. Creating heaven on earth means shining light into your world, taking the mundane and making it sacred. Your spiritual path has provided you with a set of principles by which to live your daily life. Now is the time to become a living example of those principles until every aspect of your life is an expression of divine love. In prior times, those who wished to work on their spiritual development retreated from the world, entering monasteries and cloisters. But now we are being called forth to fully immerse ourselves in the world in order to transform and heal the planet. We are called to be in the world, not of the world. As you channel the qualities of spirit into your daily life, you will draw to yourself other people who are doing the same. Gradually, you will realize that this process is forming a chain reaction, so that one soul at a time, the entire globe is experiencing a spiritual rebirth. Rejoice, for the time of awakening is at hand. Amen. And that's from Douglas Bloch, from Words That Heal. Well, today's prayer chaplains, please stand. Here I am. So if anybody would like prayer in the back, I'll be there at the end of the service. And so we have opportunities for prayer. Checking to see if did I forget anything?
There it goes. Yeah.
Okay. So, share your prayer requests. We have an answer box in the lobby, and we pray. We are a praying community, and we have so many ways that you can pray. And you can also pray by email, unityprays at unityalbany.org. Did I forget anything about that? It seems like there's a lot more to that. But
Don't they
that's it.
pray for a month and then send it to Unity?
Exactly, thank you.
Global? Yeah.
So most of you know this, but whenever we put a prayer request into the box, there's a box out in there in the lobby where you can put in your prayer request. Those prayers go for the full month, and then another month, and then they're sent to Unity worldwide. So lots of prayers, and prayer matters. If you haven't figured that out yet, prayer makes a big difference in your life. So what's happening at Unity? Well, first of all, we welcome back Faerie Elaine. We're so glad to have you, Faerie. So we will join her for a concert tonight after her service today, and that's The Truth and Fun, and that's tonight at 7 p.m. Social justice. The Social Justice Circle will meet today in the garden room following the service, and all are welcome. Julia. So those of you who come to the evening service once a month, Julia Asaraf is an incredible performer, and she has been coming regularly for a long time. She will be in concert on Friday, July 26th at 7:30 p.m. And so this is a different version of Julia Asaraf. And so there is a small fee of $20 to support her in her progress of moving forward in concert. And we have a great musician that I'm going to ask to stand up. Susan Trump, will you stand up and let... So Susan will be performing. Susan will be performing here on Sunday, July 28th.
For the morning service.
Oh, for the morning service, exactly. Oh, thank you. Rhythm and flow. So now we get to talk about Pete. So Pete will be having a drumming workshop on Sunday, July 28th from 12 to 1:30. And there's a suggested price, 20 in advance or $25 the day of. And just come and connect and introspect and find some synchronicity with Pete and others in this hand drumming workshop, which is lots of fun. And we have a save the date for Unity Fall Retreat. So this is in October 11th and 12th. So it's a weekend from 4 p.m. Friday to 5 p.m. Saturday. So it's overnight and through to Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock. And that is in Chatham, Old Chatham, the Powell House. So I've not been there, but many of you may have known about this one. So come show us. And I think we're ready for the daily word. So the daily word is valuable. As a divine being, I am valuable and irreplaceable. So let's say that together, everyone. As a divine being, I am valuable and irreplaceable. Each person is a spiritual being, made in the image and likeness of God, blessed with a variety of spiritual gifts we share in different ways. The world needs my unique contributions. When I see myself this way, I become newly aware of my value as a member of the human family, more confident in myself as I shine the light of God, as only I can. Living in the awareness of my value helps others see it too. I leave behind critical or negative opinions I may have held about myself and treat myself as the divine being I am. Like a beautiful gemstone, I too am a precious jewel among so many others. Together, we sparkle and shine. So God created humankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Genesis 1, verse 27. And let's say that again, as a divine being, I am valuable and irreplaceable. And so it is. Thank you very much.
Good morning. So, as a spiritual musician, before I started filling in for ministers a lot, I was hired by many Unity churches. And, when you're the musician, some of the churches tell you what you have to sing, And many times I was required to sing, Our Father, right, our Lord's Prayer. And it's not an easy song to sing. And so, it's a beautiful prayer, but it's not that easy to sing. And so, hold on a second. I turned it into a country waltz. And most of the words are the same. You already know the words, and I'm going to sing it once through by myself with some accompaniment, and then we're all going to sing it together. And if you already feel like you already know it, it's a very simple melody. You can join in. It's called Our Father and Mother Waltz. Some of the words have been changed to fit into the unity principles. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in job, everybody. Thank you, band.
Okay, I get to wear my Reverend Brigid hat for a moment.
Looks good on you.
Thanks. Reverend Brigid has taken a well-earned rest this week and spending some time with her dear mom and dad in a relaxing place. Relaxing for her mom and dad, too, because it's a week away from the endless doctor's appointments and all that stuff. If this is your first time here, and if you wouldn't mind raising your hand, we'd just like to say good morning and welcome. Anybody? Great to have you here. Welcome. Welcome. And there may be some new people joining us online too, and so welcome to you as well. Hopefully we got everything got going up there, the stream and all that, right? We're on. Okay. Good. Thanks, Phil. So those of you online, we encourage you to bridge the anonymity of being online by putting a few words in the chat or commenting on the YouTube video. Some of you can't do that because I think you need to have a Google account to actually do the chat. We're working on that, and pretty soon, thanks to Todd back there, we're going to have something set up on our webpage where you can both watch the video and join in the chat. So thanks, Todd. Todd's actually doing a lot of behind the scenes work on our website lately, and it'll be looking different and really cool soon. Let's see. Elaine, you've been coming here almost at least as long as I have, which is long enough. But I mean, almost yearly for a couple decades anyway, right? Yeah. And I remember seeing Elaine at RPI, Mother's Wine Emporium Coffee House in the 80s. The 80s. Yeah. And it's great to welcome back Elaine. She has a very deep understanding of metaphysical and unity principles that she shares through her songs. And as you can see, she's had a well-honed musical presence in the folk community especially for a long time. And she brings also a certain sense of whimsy that I appreciate. So great to have you with us. And join her for her lighthearted concert this evening. Okay, we have some affirmations that we do each week. And we start by affirming our oneness with Source by saying this affirmation together. God is the divine givingness of the universe. My whole being is one with divine flow. And as we live into that divine flow and invite others to join us, our whole planet is lifted to notched up a dimension or two, you know? That's the idea. And we proclaim that in our vision statement, which is this. Together, we envision a world transformed through the spiritual awakening of all. And then we achieve that through putting it into practice with our mission statement, which is we awaken to and embrace the divine essence of all beings through prayer and service in our community and the world. And in this increasingly, seemingly divisive, discordant world, we speak these words that are always true. The power of Christ's love now releases me from any sense of separation from spirit or others. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, the all-loving goodness of God. Wonderful, and with that, we're going to welcome Elaine back up for her Sacred Mirror program.
Okay, good morning again. So today, my program is titled The Sacred Mirror. So there's going to be a little meditation on reflection. So I'm going to noodle around here. But I like that last affirmation about the all goodness of spirit. And, just before I do the meditation, I just wanted to just talk a little bit about what is going on in the world. And it's not easy for a lot of us who care deeply. And what I've been doing is I escape into things on YouTube like sitting with dogs and things on cats. I just go to places that feel good. I swim almost every day, and that's my happy place when I'm in the water. So I want to encourage everybody to see if you can disconnect a little bit from the negative thinking that I speak for myself. It's been very challenging. And so with that, if you'd like to get comfortable in your seats, unfold if you want, sit in a lotus, that's great too. We've got a yogini here. That's what I usually do. Close your eyes or lower your gaze or not, whatever you feel most comfortable doing. And the purpose of this meditation is reflection, celebration, and aliveness. I celebrate now, the present moment, which is the only time there is. And the power is in the present moment. For there is only one presence, the present, and only one power. And I recognize this all-pervading energy that makes up all that is and all that isn't in the physical world. Because there's also the formless world and the spaces in between. And this power, this all-pervading power, is not only in everything, it is everything. It can't not be that, because if God is all there is, it's the seen, it's the unseen, it's the action from the unseen into the seen and the action back to the unseen. For in the seen world, nothing in the physical lasts. And it's that law of givingness and impermanence that brings us in and out of form. And because this God, goodness, goddess, all there is, source, infinite wisdom, energy, higher power, whatever you want to call that, that is everything. And I now claim for me and for each one here, conscious awareness of our unification with the all in all. Because if God is all there is, then each one here is made of that substance and power and essence and presence. And I'm now happily resonating with that idea, with that truth, that God is all there is and I am one with God, and I speak for each one here who is open to this truth principle. We now happily resonate in the frequency of spirit. We are now happily resonating in the frequency of spirit, goodness, knowing that we are in the right place right now, at this perfect time. Let's breathe that in. We are in the right place in this perfect time of now. I am in the right place in this perfect time of now. And this perfect time of now is where that power is. And we're always at choice. We're divine beings, but we're also human spirits. And the fact that we're made of this essence and substance is pretty powerful. And the other idea is that as human beings, we're given choice. We're given free will. always that choice. You can tune in to the universal voice of goodness and spirit. And as a major reflection, I now affirm that we attract what we are. We attract what we are. For life is a mirror, and we each have the ability to change our thinking to better feeling thoughts, to begin our own personal resurrection into and as the light. This is an infinite journey, for our light is eternal. And in this celebration, I declare aliveness in each one here and each one not here on this glorious Sunday morning gathering, and made possible through the miracle of technology. For those of you viewing live right now from afar or at another perfect time. And it feels so good to be in the presence of each of you as I hold the high watch for each one here, knowing the highest and best. Oh, it's all good. On some level, it's all good, and there are gifts. I'm so very grateful to know this as we reflect on the idea that we are divine beings. We're going to take that into the silence for just a brief moment. Deep gratitude of knowing that I'm in this sacred space and place of honoring these long summer days. The sun feeds us, it feeds the entire planet, our blessed Mother Earth. And I affirm that each one has at our command all that we require to not only survive, but to thrive. Happiness is a choice. Love is a choice. Gratitude is a choice. Joy is a choice. Thriving. I release my word now, setting this meditation into the law of mind that always says yes. Knowing that this is done, we can slowly come back to the room. And as we remember that it is so, come on back, eyes opening. And as we affirm together, and so it is. Let's say that together. And so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. Okay. Everybody back? Again, the program is titled The Sacred Mirror. And when I was 21 years old, I started doing deep inquiries into who am I? Like that question, who am I? Who am I? What's next? You know, peeling away the layers of the onion. And back then, back in the mid-70s really, I learned that we create our own reality, or we attract. I think now it's more like we attract our own reality, because how we're vibrating is what we bring into us, and that the same frequencies come. And so that's a mirror. Life is a mirror. Life's getting clearer. It may not always give us what we want, but it will always give us who we are. Who we are. It gives us what we need too, because our needs are air, fire, water, and earth, really. It's to breathe, to drink, to eat, to have shelter. You know, the things that we think that I need a new this, I need a new that. We don't really, those are wants. You know, that's another distinction. The distinction of what we need and what we really need. Because most of the needs are wants. So, as I was doing some research into this program, I came across 2 stanzas. Maybe it's going to be a song, but I'll just read it to you. It's called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. And it goes like this. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the sacredest of all? Pure in heart and pure in mind, look around, it's all divine. Full-length mirror on the floor. I stand and look as I explore. I need no mirror for to see. Reflections all are merely me. And that's each one of us here. And something happened here. Hold on a second. So then I found a whole bunch of different quotations from different spiritual leaders that I wanted to share with you before we do a couple of songs. And this is by Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of the Science of Mind, New Thought Philosophy. That's where I love unity. It's very similar, but it's a little bit different. And I love the Fillmores, too. That Ernest Holmes says, quote, life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he or she thinks into it. You know how powerful our thoughts are. And then J.K., is it Rowling or Rowling? The Harry Potter Rowling. Okay, well, she said, books are like mirrors. If a fool looks in, you cannot expect a genius to look back. And then one more by Rumi, the amazing Rumi. I love this one. If you are irritated by every rub, how will your mirror be polished? You know, and I mean, I feel this way too about my relationship, and my sister talked about her relationship too. It's like, you know, there was a lot of maybe some disagreements or just different ways of being, and you know, as we age together, it's like we kind of rub off the hard parts, you know, and kind of smooth it out. And so this song, I have a couple of songs here on the whole mirror thing, but the Life is Our Mirror. And it's that little thing. And it was a little prayer by Pat Palmer, who was one of my Science of Mind teachers in Florida. And she wrote, life is our mirror. It may not always give us what we want, but it will always give us who we are, right? But I made it into a song, so I added, life is our mirror, life's getting clearer. So it goes like that. I'll just sing it a couple of times. I think we have it, right? Help me out with this. Life is our mirror, life's getting clearer. It may not always give us what we want, but it will always give us who we are. Let's try that together. Life is our mirror, life's getting clearer. It may not always give us what we want, but it will always give us who we are. One more time. Life is our mirror, life's getting clearer. It may not always give us what we want, but it will always give us who we are, who we are, who we are. All right, good job. You can clap. It's fine. Yes. You know, this is also a little mini concert. So. I'm going to move on to 2 little songs about the mirror. This one I wrote a long time ago when I was working with Alan Cohen. Does anybody here know the teacher and the author Alan Cohen? I did a lot of things with him in the late 90s and to the mid 2000s, and when he used to come out to the East, and I would be his musical accompanist. I'd pick them up at the airport, whatever we needed, I was there. And so when I was in Hawaii, I wrote this song, and it's called Into Me See. He talked about that. When we look at each other, when we look at somebody's eyes, it can be very intimate, because what do they say? The eyes are the window of the soul. So if you're really gazing at someone's, in their eyes, you're looking at your soul, and you're also looking at yourself. So it's called Into Me See. And I'll sing it once. If you already know it, or if you want to join in, I'll teach it to you, and then we'll have a little process. When I look into you, I see a mirror that shows me to me. You are the light, shining so bright, bringing true intimacy. Got it? Here we go. When I look into you, I see a mirror that shows me to me. You are the light, shining so bright. Good. Bringing true intimacy. So we're going to stand, everybody. We're going to do a little process here. And you're going to find a partner. Just find somebody that's look to your right or look to your left and sing this song to that person. You're going to look at them, because we're doing the intimacy thing. We're doing the into me see thing. All right, does everybody have a... If you don't have a partner, look up here at me. Here we go. When I look into you, I see a mirror that shows me to me. You are the light. You are the light, shining so bright, bringing true intimacy. Okay, now you're going to find a new partner. Find a new partner. I'll just give you a couple of seconds to find somebody else. When I look into you, I see a mirror that shows me to me. You are the light, shining so bright, bringing true intimacy. Okay, fine. One more partner. One more partner. You might have to move around the room a little bit. Okay, we ready? Here we go. When I look into you, I see a mirror that shows me to me. You are the light, shining so bright, bringing true intimacy. You are the light. You are the light, shining so bright, bringing true intimacy. Now stay standing, everybody. We're going to do another one. You all know what namaste means. It's a Sanskrit word. It means the divine or the light or the life or the love in me honors the divine or the light or the life or the love in you. This is another wall. Namaste from me, namaste to you. I see my light when I look at you. Namaste to you, namaste from me. You see your light when you look at me. Okay, let's find another partner, and we're going to sing it to that person. You know, if you repeat somebody, that ain't the end of the world. Yeah. Namaste from me, namaste to you. I see my light when I look at you. Namaste to you, namaste from me. You see your light when you look at me. Okay, another partner. We're going to do two more partners. Are we ready? Come on, everybody. Namaste from me, namaste to you. I see my light when I look at you. Namaste to You can do it. You might have to walk around the room a little bit. All right, here we go. Namaste from me, namaste to you. I see my light when I look at you. Namaste to you, namaste from me. You see your light when you look at me. You see your light when you look at me. All right, take a seat. Good job, good job. All right, so here's a couple of quotations for the intimacy in Namaste. Life is a mirror. If you frown at it, it frowns back at you. If you smile, it returns the greeting. That's by William Makepeace Thackeray, and from George Herbert. The best mirror is an old friend. Did you ever notice that? You know, your old friends, they really reflect who and what we are. For me, I have a lot of, I have friends that I knew before I went to kindergarten. They're still my friends. And they are me in some way. And then by Rumi, the pure heart is a spotless mirror in which images of infinite beauty are reflected. I'm going to read that one again. The pure heart is a spotless mirror in which images of infinite beauty are reflected. And then Maya Angelou said, if we hold on to the mistakes, we can't see our own glory in the mirror because we have the mistake between our faces and the mirror. We can't see what we're capable of being. You can ask forgiveness of others, but in the end, real forgiveness is in one's own self. And I love that. And you know, my mom was very religious. I was raised Catholic, and she was devout. She went to church every day. And it's like, you know, she would go to the old folks' homes and give people Holy Communion, and for years and years, I would give everybody Faerie blessings. It's like, you know, it's the other side of the hand. You know, it's like where there's a front, there's a back. And so I was going to be performing, just doing the music out of Unity in Florida, and it was a Friday, and I called the minister, Mary Lou Palmer. I don't know if anybody knows her, but Mary Lou Palmer. And I said, well, so what are you going to be talking about? I want to provide music that's appropriate to the talk. And she said, well, I'm going to talk about this and this, but I'm going to do this process on forgiveness, and I want you to do a song about forgiveness. And I was like, well, nothing comes to mind. I couldn't think of anything. And so I had about a half an hour before I was going to be going to, it was a full moon meditation at a place called Rising Tide in Sarasota for women, women's meditation, and I had a half an hour. So I sat down, and I wrote this part, and it's, as I forgive, I am forgiven. That's from my mom. And so I wrote this for me because releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden, I find a peaceful energy. So, you know, it was like I'm declaring, okay, now I'm going to go for the kinder, gentler Faerie Elaine. I'm a Scorpio. So, you know what that could mean. I'm not claiming it, but sometimes it just comes out on its own. And so, I had a half hour, I wrote this little chorus, and then when I got to the women's meditation, the woman Jo Mui, who was in charge that night, was teaching us the Ho'opono Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. And have you all ever heard of that? You know, just very briefly, it's basically, because I could go on about this and the history of it, but it's from Hawaii, and the idea is, there's a woman named Morna Simeone in the 70s. She realized that we don't have to go to, you know, a male priest or the great kahuna to invoke an atmosphere of forgiveness. We could do it for ourselves. And came up, she calls it the SITH. It's the self-identity through Ho'oponopono process. And then Dr. Hugh Lin, the guy that worked at the Hawaii State Hospital for the Criminally Insane, he worked there for 3 years, and he was one of Morna's Simeona's star pupils, and he was very, very, very powerful. And after 3 years of him not even seeing one patient, the people got better, they were transferred, and they had to close the hospital. So he kind of took the prayer and brought it out to the world. And there's 4 lines in the prayer. And you could say them in any order. I learned it also a couple years before that, and it was in the same order. I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And you think, oh, well, maybe I'll forgive so-and-so if he or she changes, or apologizes. You think that's going to happen? Maybe. It starts here. So we, in a way, ask the other person for forgiveness. And it's really, Dr. Hugh Lentz, he said, I didn't heal them. I healed what was in me, seeing them that way. It's a pretty big lesson, So ask them for forgiveness for seeing them that way. And you don't have to, this is a big secret, you don't have to tell the person to their face. I tried that once with my ex-husband's new wife. And I didn't even do anything wrong, but just by existing. So, that was in the early days of my knowing about the Ho'oponopono. And so I learned, there's a gift. Now I know how to do it maybe in a more effective way. Write a song. And so when I got to that meditation, she talked about angels. And she also, it was a full moon. And I decided, I was going to take these words and take it to heart and change myself, just become kinder and more compassionate. And there's a line in the first verse that says, the whole thing, I open up to the angels' blessings. I know the end is coming soon. Keep hope alive as I'm transcending. I'll be reborn by next full moon, because it's like a 28-day process to change a habit. So that's what that means. Some people here are like, oh, what does that mean? The end? Yeah, the end of the old way of being and stepping into the new way of being. So your part goes like this. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity. Let's try that much. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. Let's try that part. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. Let's try it together. As I forgive, I am forgiven, revealing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I open up to the angels' blessings. I know the so it is. Good job, everybody. This is an old song. I learned this in the 80s. Well, I didn't learn it, but I used to listen to it on the cassette deck. And it was Pat Humphries and Judy Small. Pat Humphries is from this area, so a lot of you probably know her. What a wonderful songwriter and singer. And it's called Walls and Windows. So the quotation, I have a couple of quotations that go before this one. The world is a great mirror. It reflects back to you what you are. If you are loving, if you are friendly, if you are helpful, the world provides loving and friendly and helpful to you. It proves loving, friendly, and helpful to you. The world is what you are. Isn't that amazing? It's, time to be forgiving, right? If what we're seeing is whatever. And by Henry David Thoreau. Maturity is when all of your mirrors turn into windows. So this song is called Walls and Windows. I have the chorus over there. I think some of you may know this. I know Roger. Did you sing your children lullabies to calm their fears at night? Did you hold them gently till they went to sleep? Did you plant in them seeds of hope for new and better lives? Did you make them promises you couldn't keep? Now here's the chorus. And do you think of me as enemy, or could you call me friend? Will we let our differences destroy us in the end? The wall that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, I see you. I love that. When I look into the mirror, I see you. And do you have sons who fight for peace the way I'm told mine do? Do they send you photographs from foreign lands? Do you chill to see the missiles? And do they haunt your dreams? Do you wonder who's the power, who's the head? Who's the power? Where is that power? It's within right here and now, right? And did you think of me as enemy, or could you call me friend? Will we let our differences destroy us in the end? The wall that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, I see you. As we move ahead, we see signs that walls of fear don't need to stand between the truth and dreams. Walls and windows rise into the distance as we dare to look into the mirror and see peace. Do you think of me as enemy? Could you call me friend? Will we let our differences destroy us in the end? All that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, I see you. When I look into the mirror, I see you. One more. When I look into the mirror, I see you. I think we're going to go a little bit over today. Hope that's okay. So, two quotations, or actually three. Someone named Nicola on The Universe at Heartbeat. If we learn to love someone for their imperfections that reflect our own, we eventually appreciate the thought that even the most beautiful things are damaged. And by Michael Beckwith, the guy from The Secret, from Agape out in California. I love this. You say, you make me feel this way. He made me feel that way. She made me feel this way. No one can make you feel any way unless it's already in there. Time to do some inner work. And then Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. I love that one. And so something happened a couple years ago where a really, really good friend of mine who I'd known since the 90s, in hindsight, was noticing that, his remarks to me were getting a little snarky and, I'm not taking things personally as best I can. So it just got a little bit over the top. And then one day he said, I want a divorce from our friendship because when I'm around you, it makes my skin crawl. I'm like, really? Well, first of all, ouch. And secondly, no one can. So it was really hard, it was really, and I think it's a phase because this person also does what I do, but I've spent decades studying, taking classes, getting certified, a few different ordinations, and it's a little bit different from when someone, takes a course online and gets ordained as a minister and then just pays money every year to continue that. I don't think there's any CEUs or anything. Anyway, so what's the best thing to do for me when I'm in a situation that doesn't feel good? Write a song. So, it's called Because. It's kind of creepy, crawly sounding. When you witness something that makes your skin crawl, or when you're hearing something that makes you want to bawl, when you might have a feeling that brings on some fear, that's when the choices appear. That's when an answer is here. There's a chorus. Because we are each at cause, because of immutable laws. Because be the cause what I know to be true. Here's the punchline. What we're looking at, we're looking through. Yeah. What we're looking at, we're looking through. Pretty powerful to me. But then I'm thinking, yeah, but if it's a mirror, then that's me too. So I had to write it in the first person. When I witness something that makes my skin crawl, or when I'm hearing something that makes me want to bawl, when I might have a feeling that brings on some fear, that's when the choices appear. That's when an answer is here. Because we are each at cause, because of immutable laws. Because be the cause what I know to be true. What we're looking at, we're looking through. What we're looking at, we're looking through. We can take responsibility for what we attract. It may not be so easy to change how we react. It's work to take a moral everybody buys them, but I do. What we're looking at, we're looking through. Life is a mirror. What we're looking at, we're looking through. Okay. I have one more song, and it's called Let There Be Peace. And I borrowed the first 6 notes and the first 6 words. You can have that much before it's plagiarism. You can take that much in a song. I wrote this in 1988. I copyrighted it in 1990, and I was having an issue with a friend, and we had a falling out, and one day I wrote this song in 10 minutes. Still following. Let there be peace. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me and you. We have walked side by side. We have stood in the rain. We have good in our hearts, love to gain. We have good in our hearts, love to gain. And let there be listening, and let it begin with me and you. We can talk side by side. We can cry in the rain. We can open our hearts once again. We can open our hearts once again. When I look at you, whatever you do can help me to see and be clearer. When you look at me, what do you see? What reflecting in what? A mirror. Yeah. Let there be understanding, and let it begin with me and you. When we let go of fear, we can listen and hear, and we can see the truth lovingly, clearly. We can see the truth lovingly, clear. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me and you. We have walked side by side. We have stood in the rain. We have good in our hearts, love to gain. We have good in our hearts, love to gain. And so it is. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Elaine. So it's our offering time. Early in the service, we said together, God is the divine givingness of the universe. My whole being, My whole being is one of the divine flow. So it's our joy to swim in that flow by supporting the ministry of Unity of Albany through our generous financial givingness. If you do your giving online, you might find near you one of these little cards. I don't think they've been replenished just yet. But the idea is, if you give online, you can just place this in the basket. It says, I contribute my tithe, love offering online. So look around if you might find one. But with that in mind, let's say together our offering blessing. Bring it up, Phil. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We are blessed to know that the Spirit is our source. Thank you, Father, Lord God, and so it is. Amen. And we're going to do a little song that we introduced a few weeks ago by Reggie Harris. You know, let's just do the first verse. Shorten it a bit.
Yeah.
The chorus just as an echo. Echo each phrase. And stand, big row. In the shelter of each other. In the shelter of our lives, we are open, we are dreaming, we are hopeful, and we are wise. Got it? Let's try it again. In the shelter of each other, in the shelter of our lives, we are open, we are dreaming, we are hopeful, and we are wise. We are wise. You know that many times the weight of the world crashes in. We feel angry and afraid. We start to lose our sense of hope, our sense of direction. Isolation, we have learned, will not bring much in return if we truly cannot learn to live as one. Here we go. In the shelter of each other, of each other, in the shelter of our lives, we are open, and we are dreaming, we are hopeful, and we are wise. Yes, we are open, and we are dreaming, we are hopeful, and we are wise. We are wise. We are wise. So, in the shelter of each other, we receive and bless these gifts that enable us, this ministry, to continue and to prosper and to be a shelter for each of us and anyone who comes here. A place where we can gather as a community, where we can look into the sacred mirror and see the face of love reflected back. So we bless these gifts, and so it is. Amen. We hold in our hearts now the joys and sorrows, concerns that we share for ourselves and our loved ones. I invite us to stand and take a moment to bring to mind those needs of yourselves and those dear to you, and speak any names quietly into the space or to yourselves. Spirit of God, we release these concerns into your hands and know that our prayers are heard and answered. And so it is. Amen. And we'll say together our prayer for protection. Bring it up. Together, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Switch the slide. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are unrepeatable expressions of the divine. And we have a closing song.
Let's see, unrepeatable expressions. I like that word. You know, each one here is unique, just like everybody else, right? This is called How Could Anyone? Written by Libby Roderick back in 1988. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. And that connection is our mirror. We're all connected. There's only one of us. Here we go. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Let's hear something, Pete. Let's do the first person. How could anyone ever tell me I was anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell me I was less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that my loving is a miracle? How deeply I'm connected to my soul. How about that, Roger? Thanks, everybody. Come back tonight and bring all your friends.
7 o'clock tonight.
We're going to have some truth and we're going to have some fun things. So, a little levity.